Hey guys, Angry Guy here, and today I want to discuss what to expect from the great economic collapse. Thanks to these patrons, and special thanks to these patrons. Let's go ahead and kick this list off. Sharky, Mickey Turner, GNU, Link Neurons, Cryptonomy Royale, 2.5, B Bax, Brian A. Pierre Dramartel, David Herrera, Deadlust, F8 Crusader, Gabriel Prince, Goo Monster, Hansky, Iceberg 88, John Charles Clark Jr., Joshua Flores, Levi Abram, Mocking Moniker, Nature Monk, Raymond Zuniga, Red Pill Blue Mage, St. Everett, CPO Americana, Scott Venman, Thomas Danielle, Timothy Bruce Leosa, and David Strong. Guys, I want to thank you again for your continued support. Thank you so much, and cheers. So guys, today the topic at hand is going to be what to expect from the great economic collapse. This is something that people are kind of sitting around and dancing on. You have some who are basically saying it won't be that bad. You have others literally saying, well, hey, if it does happen, it happens, but you know, we'll get through it, right? We're looking at a total economic collapse, and you know that it's bad when all the experts are saying that there's no recession on the horizon. We are past due for a recession right now, and we're soon be entering the longest period where we have not had a recession. Think about that very, very carefully. A typical recession happens every 4 to 6 years. Yes, every 4 to 6 years. On the other hand, we haven't had a recession in roughly about 10 years. This should make a lot of people nervous, but unfortunately, people aren't using their minds. They aren't using their heads. You see, we've been focusing on Wall Street and not focusing on Main Street. It's something that I actually spoke with DDJ about on the Guy Talk Show. If you guys want to check out the Guy Talk Show, you can go check that out on the other channel. But I spoke with DDJ about this, and he pointed out that, you know, they focused on Wall Street, but they didn't focus on Main Street, and people are struggling right now. People are struggling. People are having a hard time just making ends meet, okay? Just making ends meet. And there is no, forget about relief. You know, I mean, this is just a culmination of many years of irresponsibility and kicking the can down the road that's catching up to us now. The very notion that we have record low unemployment rates is a complete lie. You know, they've been going around saying that the Black unemployment rate, for example, is the lowest that it's ever been. In reality, this is the lowest job participation rate of Blacks ever in the workforce. They say that we have record low unemployment. We have fewer millennials working today than we did before the last recession. Think about that carefully. You have fewer millennials fully employed than we did before the last recession. That should frighten the heck out of everyone, and yet everyone is still sitting on their hands. The participation of men in the workforce is the lowest it's been since like the 1950s or 1960s. So it's like 60, 70 years ago. We have the lowest male job participation rate that we've seen, okay? Going back almost to the Great Depression. Seriously, guys. It's flabbergasting how everyone's sitting around, but no one wants to open up their minds and realize, hey, things are really headed downhill. If you look at what's happening with Bitcoin right now in cryptocurrency, you guys say I talk about that a lot. Crypto is skyrocketing up right now. Crypto is shooting up. Bitcoin is at $4,100 a coin. All right. All these other cryptos are shooting up as well. Right now, it's time to accumulate. Don't forget CryptoMoney.academy if you want to take a course on Introduction to Cryptocurrency, day trading cryptocurrency for a living, or how to buy Bitcoin through anonymous and secret methods. Guys, I'm telling you as clearly as possible, that we don't really have any time left. I've been saying that for quite a long time now, that we're out of time. We're out of time. People don't want to listen. We're out of time. Everyone's dancing around, all right? You know how the government monitors unemployment? This is what Obama did, and Trump just went along with it. In the last recession, what they did was they basically changed the way that we measure unemployment. So if you give up, if you stop looking for work, they say you're no longer unemployed. Think about that. So you have all these people who have given up on finding a job, and what do they say? They say, "Oh, well, then they're clearly no longer unemployed." I want you to think about how insane that is. Record unemployment. Let's look at some of these headlines, because they're just hilarious. These are fun to look at. This one's on CNBC. Global recession fears overblown, even as growth will stay sluggish in 2019. Okay, so growth is going to be poor for 2019, but that's not a recession. And it's happening around the globe. That's a slowdown. Everything's going to start booming again real soon. Then let's head over to this one. Recession risk creep beyond yield curve into U.S. data. Okay? As the bond market's yield curve flashes warning signs of a U.S. recession, some key economic indicators are offering more conflicting signs about the outlook. Let's go ahead and jump to another one. The government, this is on Vox. The government failed to stop the last recession. It can prevent the next one. Congress could do a lot right now to make the next downturn easier. Notice he's saying easier, the next downturn easier. In other words, they're not saying that they can stop the recession. What they're saying is that they can start handing out more government benefits and more assistance, get some more of that money out there, good old government money, taxpayer money. Although, guess what? The government is broke right now, and I've been warning everyone about those 401ks. So you better be very careful with those 401k plans, because that's what they're going to be going for. Those 401ks. There's like well over $1 trillion in there. Government is going to hold on to those 401k plans like it's nobody's business. I'm telling you. They're going to clean house with those 401ks. So if you're banking on your 401k, good luck. Let's go over here. If a recession really is coming, here's what Powell and Trump can do to stop it. Guys, this is again frightening. We've never spoken like this before. Whenever we have a recession, whenever there's a recession coming, we always just accept that a recession is on the way. You don't really try to fight a recession. More so, you kind of just accept that the economy is just contracting naturally. The problem is that everyone knows that this time it's very, very different. Okay, this is not a recession. This is a global collapse. This is a global economic collapse, and they don't want to say that. Hence why they're trying to kick the can some more, to prop up the economy even more using phony money. Literally, that's what it is. Phony money. This money has no real credibility, and the government's just printing more of it and hoping no one calls them on their bluff. And then other countries are looking what the U.S. is doing. They're like, okay, well, if the U.S. can do it, we can do it too. So they're also printing up this phony money, all right? But eventually their bluff gets called, especially with cryptocurrency right now. Guys, I told you, fiat currency is going to be worth less than the paper that it's printed on. Toilet paper is going to be worth more than the useless fiat currency, the useless American bills. All right, a sheet of toilet paper will get you a lot more than an American dollar bill will. I'm just telling you the honest to goodness truth. All right, toilet paper will be worth more than fiat currency. Wait for it. Let's look at this article, because the articles are just lovely. They're always just coming in. Looking for recession signs? Follow the job, says Credit Susie economist. Again, they're trying to play like keeping unemployment low. Unemployment isn't low. People aren't working. This is such a lie. This is such a lie. We have the lowest male job participation rate in like 60, 70 years. So going back to almost the world, to the last depression, to the Great Depression. And they're still trying to play this crap? You've got to be kidding me. No deal Brexit or not, the UK has never been less prepared for a recession. Guys, come on. The UK's economic stabilizers, our system of tax and benefits need reinforcement with a weekly national allowance. Oh my gosh. Guys, weekly national allowance. Oh my gosh. Oh, wait, guys, this is basically UBI, what, the Universal Basic Income? It is ironic that the latest GDP estimates are out on the same day that the UK's economic landscape could have changed entirely and forever. But even with the immediate collapse, look at this, even with the immediate economic threat of a no-deal Brexit pushed back by 2 weeks, the latest data makes for grim reading. Confidence is grinding to a halt under the weight of uncertainty. Today's numbers confirm a fourth consecutive quarter of shrinking business investment, contributing to the slowest annual growth in GDP since 2012. Oh my gosh, guys, what kind of, guys, I'm telling you, the boomers, oh my goodness. And AOC, on average, the UK experiences a recession every 10 to 15 years, more than 10 years on from the financial crisis, no deal Brexit or not. The question is not where the next economic shock might come from, but whether the UK is equipped to deal with it. Given this backdrop, it's disturbing that the UK macroeconomic policymakers have really been as powerful as they are today. The Bank of England base rate of interest this is crazy, used to fight recessions by lowering cost of credit, has been stuck close to record lows for a decade. So basically what they usually do is they lower interest rates and during the time of a recession. The problem is that we already have record low interest rates. This is in the UK. This is not just in the UK, this is in other countries as well. You want to know something very interesting? I never knew this, but evidently I think it's in Sweden, their interest rates are so low that they're actually negative now. And negative interest rates are horrible. You see, the way negative interest rates work, which is something I had never heard of, is basically you end up paying the bank to keep your money in it. That's right. So, you know, like whenever you're getting like a 2% interest rate on keeping your money in a bank. Oh, well, now with a negative interest rate, which is what we're going to end up seeing potentially in the US and the UK, you're going to end up having to pay these people, pay the bankers who put us in these situations to keep your money in the bank. And guess what? You'll have to do that. You're going to have to pay them a percentage of your money to keep it there. And if you don't, then you're going to end up becoming what we call unbanked. Hence another reason why everyone will rush to cryptocurrency. Let me see here. New interest rate cuts would quickly come up against what economics call the effective lower bound, a point beyond which further reductions have little or no positive effect on spending in the economy. In other words, it could have negative effects. And also we can now witness what we would call hyperinflation, but that's another thing. Past experiments to fix this problem, such as so-called quantitative easing, that is just printing money and putting it back into the economy. That is printing money. And the term funding scheme, that's a funding scheme, guys. Scheme are widely regarded to be a poor substitute, including by the Bank of England itself. By the way, the Federal Reserve has no more money. They're still wiped out from the last recession. They're out of money. They can't go buying up toxic debt. They can't go buying up debt from these companies anymore. You're going to witness these companies collapsing. You're going to witness these companies collapsing. And let me tell you something. When the first big bank collapses and the government can't stop the collapse, when the first big bank collapses, it is going to set off a chain of events. It will take down Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase. I suspect it might be Bank of America. I suspect it might be Bank of America that might be the one that goes down, that has the big collapse, goes first. But we'll have to wait and see. And forget about, and there's going to be a bunch of other smaller ones, like your local mom and pop banks. I mean, they're pretty much as good as gone at this point. Pretty much as good as gone at this point. Let's keep reading this. In such circumstances, fiscal policy would normally take on more of the heavy lifting, but recent precedent with cuts to public investment and day-to-day spending while in the midst of recession and recovery suggests precisely the opposite. With history continuing in this month's spring statement, and with Parliament and national opinion polls in balance with no clear majority, the question of whether government could deliver a sufficient stimulus following a downturn remains uncertain at best. Deliver a stimulus, basically handing out money. Oh boy, a country's welfare system normally represents the third major recession fighting tool. Welfare system, guys. Welfare. The answer to the recession is welfare. It is known as part of the automatic stabilizers for its ability to maintain a minimum level of spending during a downturn. In this way, Social Security would normally be just fine. The first line of defense would normally be just the first line of defense, with monetary policy and active fiscal policy constrained for economic and political reasons, respectively. The UK stabilizers are now among the last line of defense as well. This would be concerning at the best of times, but after a decade of nearly unprecedented welfare cuts, the UK's war-torn and threadbare safety net should now be a cause for downright alarm. In other words, there's not enough welfare to stimulate the economy right now. Better policy instrument and coordination between monetary and fiscal policy is doubtlessly needed, and a number of options are currently being debated, but strengthening the UK's automatic stabilizers is the urgent priority that almost no one is talking about. To this end, a recent proposal from the New Economic Foundation could represent a powerful first step. The idea is to sway the personal allowance of income tax with a weekly national allowance, guys. Guys, this will be used to control people. This is what they're going to use. This is how they're going to use control people to vote for specific parties. Oh my gosh, this is going to sink people into, a lot of people who would receive this will never ever recover. Never recover. They will spend their lives in extreme poverty or darn near it. The idea is to swap the personal allowance of income tax with a weekly national allowance paid in cash to nearly all adults and equal to the annual value of tax that would otherwise be paid on the first $12,500 of income. The WNA would also include a restoration of child benefits to its 2010-2811 real term values. In normal times, the new payment would be cost neutral and highly redistributive. It would be funded entirely from abolishing the personal allowance and expected savings from means tested benefits. The poorest families who do not benefit from the personal allowance in full would see their disposable income rise, while those in the higher rate tax bracket would contribute a little more in tax. Okay, so basically people in the higher tax rate bracket, in other words, people who actually work for their living, would end up paying more, which would be basically like everyone. If you have a job and you're actually like paying your bills, like you're gonna pay more. You're gonna pay more. So they're gonna basically start sucking more money out, a little more in tax, since the threshold moves pound for pound with a fall in the personal allowance. Everyone else would see either no change or their child benefits rise. But during recession, the advantages of the WNA, which let's just call it the UBI, Universal Basic Income, would multiply further. The economic benefits of the existing personal allowance diminish if unemployment starts to rise, since lower tax on earned income are of little use to anyone without a job. Oh gosh. So guys, just remember what happens when the government starts printing money that they can't account for. That's how we end up with hyperinflation. And we all know what happens in hyperinflation. The price of everything goes up as the value of our money goes down. And then people will turn to cryptocurrency, as we've seen in Venezuela. But hey, it's all, and you know what the real funny thing is? As soon as people miss one meal, they lose their minds. I'm telling you, as people miss a single meal, one meal, if they miss just one meal, you will see the anger, you will see the chaos that will break out just from missing a single meal. That's how people are. People can't go without missing a meal. A meal? You gotta be kidding me. By contrast, the weekly national allowance to be paid whether in or out of work, crucially because families are more likely to spend spare cash rather than save it when their income drops, what economists call the marginal prosperity to consume, the WNA would provide an automatic boost to demand, whether recession, precipitated high unemployment, lower real wages, or both. And they're gonna pay this money by redistributing the wealth from the wealthy, from those who actually earn their living, to give it to those who aren't work. If you're even not working, you're going to collect this. And of course, this is not going to incentivize people to stop looking for work and to just basically live off the bare minimum, right? And then the media will play it up as though this is something truly incredible and wonderful. And it's, yeah, guys, this is real bad stuff. This is real bad stuff. Oh my goodness. What economists call marginal prosperity to consume, the WNA would provide an automatic boost to demand whether recession precipitated high unemployment, low real wages, or both. The WNA could also provide an effective new tool for active recession management as well, with the option for government to raise or lower its value in response to the economic cycle, so they could give more or less of your money away, or just print more money out of thin air. In theory, any temporary increases could also be funded directly or indirectly by the Bank of England. In this way, the Bank of England is broke. In this way, the WNA might also lay the ground for more effective future coordination between monetary and fiscal policy, such as that explored by economists like Simone Wren Lewis and Eric Lonergan. Guys, I keep talking about these boomers. I keep telling you about these boomers. All right, still they're trying to find a new way to kick the cat down the road. They've run out of road. They've run out of roads. Now they're like, well, we need to build some more. This is how crazy it is. They've been kicking the can down the road for so many years. They can't kick the can anymore. All right, they've run out of roads. So now they're saying, okay, well, we need to build some more. We need to build some more. You gotta be kidding me. This one is a recession coming in 2020. All right, and here's another one for you guys. Let me see here. This is another article. Here are the top factors that could trigger a recession according to Societe Generale. Global growth is expected to slow, but remain solid over the next year. Okay, so the things that could trigger the recession, they're saying, are a trade war. My opinion is that it's going to be maybe the student loan debt crisis in the US, an asset bubble bursting. Okay, US stocks have largely bounced back after posting their worst year since the financial crisis, but equities have still been identified as overvalued on many metrics. So analysts wrote in a research note, historically, equity markets peak a little more than 6 months ahead of the official recession date without consideration of value. The analyst said, guys, notice what they said. Equity markets peak a little more than 6 months ahead of the official recession date. So basically, what ends up happening before a recession, around 6 months before an official recession date, the markets end up peaking, hitting their highs before they go crumbling all the way down. So while all these people are like, oh, things are great, they're wonderful, it's good, buy, 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 buy. Yeah, that's usually, when everyone's buying, that's when you should be selling. When everyone's selling, that's when you should be buying. But hey, it's okay. A geopolitical shock, So the Federal Reserve has cited geopolitical events such as Brexit and ongoing trade tensions dimming its outlook on the economy. The Trump administration foreign policy strategy with nations like North Korea could also weigh on growth, according to analysts. Now, here's something interesting. They're going after Trump. Trump is actually trying to prevent us from fighting right now. So Trump's actually done a good job in helping us to actually stop fighting North Korea from, doing what they were doing before. It's not we don't have a deal in place, but we don't have what was happening before. All right, and so they're trying to blame it on Trump. I mean, come on. A permanent concern with an imminent threat, the analyst wrote. You've got to be kidding me. An oil shock. That's actually a big one, and it wouldn't surprise me if oil plays another role in it. Energy prices have moderated and jumped sharply last year, with Brent trading at around $68 per barrel in West Texas, immediate at 59. But the U.S. sanctions against major oil producers, including Venezuela and Iran, could squeeze global supply. Higher gasoline prices can deliver a blow to consumer demand and spending. Yep. A Fed misstep. Guys, I'm telling you, I feel like all of these things are just going to happen. Like, I feel like it's like a given that all of these things are going to happen and all the boomers are going to be shocked. Taking note of slowing global economic growth, the Federal Reserve has signaled it would leave interest rates on hold the rest of the year. But analysts said additional hikes could be on the way if the labor market remains robust. Wages and low unemployment rate could prompt faster Fed hikes, which in our mind would heighten the recession risk. The analyst said businesses would face rising costs and still have limited scope to raise product prices. So basically, what the Fed is doing, they're basically trying to stave off inflation. They're trying to stave off inflation, and they're trying to keep on kicking the can. So they're trying to misconstrue the markets based on what they're doing. In reality, they're trying to cover their own butts, when in reality, this may just end up triggering another recession. I mean, just among things that trigger another recession. Let's see. They say wages and a low unemployment rate. Like I said, we have the lowest job participation rate among men in like 70 years, like going back almost to the Great Depression era. And they're acting like everything's going to be A-okay. You've got to be kidding me. I'm telling you guys, this is what happens when you don't prepare. And if you want to survive, if you want to have a chance at surviving, what's coming. Like I said, you don't want to screw around. You want to start preparing now while you still have a chance, because when everyone else is rushing out to try to invest in things like crypto and get, and protect themselves, you'll at least have that taken care of. But if you're just going to sit on your hands and think that you're going to be okay, you've lost it. You've lost the plot, okay? Because a recession, a depression, these things, a depression, that's what this thing really is a horrible thing. And it's it's a total economic collapse that's going to restructure the global financial industry, global financial market, and result in blockchain becoming the absolute norm and standard. Now, don't forget, you can go over to cryptomoney.academy, all right? And start learning about cryptocurrency if you want to have a chance at surviving this, all right? Because many of you don't even know where to get Bitcoin. You don't even know where to get Bitcoin. You can pick up how to buy Bitcoins anonymously and through secret methods. That one's only 99 bucks. You can also pick up Introduction to Day Trading Cryptocurrency for a Living. That one's 149. You can also pick up Introduction to Cryptocurrency. If you look at the Introduction to Day Trading Cryptocurrency, this one is going to be one that's very popular for a lot of people, because you learn what is day trading, coin investing resources, reviewing the market cap for coins and trading activity, trading on an exchange, identifying invest-worthy trading volumes and coins, using trading charts to predict outcomes, different kinds of trading, identifying trading cycles, finding the optimal trading window, effective day trading strategy, the fundamentals of taking profit, and multi-trading techniques. A lot of people are going to be day trading crypto to make ends meet when everything goes downhill. A lot of people are going to be doing this just to survive. All right, it's the honest truth. It's the honest to goodness truth. A lot of people are doing that just to survive. Do you want to be one of those people? And if you don't know anything about cryptocurrency, you really need to take introduction to crypto, because again, before you can start playing the game, you got to know the rules, all right? And this is going to teach you how to use crypto, how crypto works, because whatever, I lost thousands of dollars when I first started working crypto. This was a number of years ago. I've developed multiple cryptocurrencies. I've worked on 2 different crypto projects. I'm a blockchain developer, and I'm teaching you these things, just how you can trade, how crypto works, the basic fundamentals, because there is a learning curve. And don't think that you're going to start trading in crypto as soon as things hit the fan, and then that's when you're going to enter. So you're going to learn what is crypto, the distributed ledger, that's technology behind the blockchain, what gives crypto value, how is cryptocurrency created, how to store cryptocurrency, using cryptocurrency and purchasing cryptocurrency. So for how to store it, you're going to learn things about like paper wallets, hardware wallets, introduction to decentralized applications, crypto and the Internet of Things, initial coin offerings. These are going to be very popular again, because these are going to be big opportunities to make money, but you have to know the different kinds of initial coin offerings if you can take part in them. Because I actually lost like well over $1,000, I would say, in initial coin offerings, because you can do initial coin offerings that have what they call know your customer, and they can still rob you. So you have to know how, if you can invest, you have to know how to invest. So you're going to learn about those here. You're going to learn about the different kinds of cryptocurrency, because we have many different kinds. We have security tokens, we have equity tokens, and we also have standard tokens. Do you even know what kind Bitcoin and Ethereum are? Guess what? They're not security, they're not equity. You're going to learn about cryptocurrency investing strategies, so you're going to get at least a solid foundation with investing strategies here. And then you're going to learn about the importance of consistency and persistence, because that's something you're going to need when you're in cryptocurrency, because it is a pretty big learning curve, and you don't want to just sit on your hands, all right? You can also take the how to buy Bitcoins anonymously and through secret methods. It's going to basically show you how to buy them with cash. And that's how you're going to need to know how to buy Bitcoins, because that's how you're going to buy other cryptocurrency. All right, so you're going to learn about buying Bitcoins, the fastest and easiest ways to buy Bitcoins online, how to buy Bitcoins anonymously, and through normal methods. You're going to also learn how to buy Bitcoins anonymously using advanced methods, and how to buy Bitcoins if all else fails, which is a bonus lesson that I've added on for you guys. This is a real doozy. This one right here is basically how to buy Bitcoins if all else fails. All right, and you need to know these steps, because otherwise you're going to find yourself getting ripped off, or you're going to find what I like to call the con men just waiting for you, basically selling you Bitcoin at extreme markups of 30, 40, even 50% markup rates just to get Bitcoin so you can invest in other coins. So yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. But again, if you want, like I said, we're in a recession. We are in the recession. We're in the depression, or the collapse, as I'm calling it, the great collapse right now. If you want to sit on your hands, if you want to keep on playing around and just act like it's going to be okay, then sure, do what makes you happy. But if you want to prepare for the future and you want to actually safeguard yourself, then I strongly warn you to go and start learning about crypto. And don't go on Google and start like Googling classes and trying to learn. Don't start trying to like learn off Google, because like that's a lot of that stuff is either outdated or it's just absolute nonsense. It's absolute gibberish. I will say, someone said, Deadless says, you better not owe any debt. I will say this much right now. I feel for the millennials. I really do, because the government is going to be coming real hard for that $1.5 trillion in student loan debt. That's $1.5 trillion in student loan debt. And women, it's mostly young women, millennial women, hold about $1 trillion worth of that. It's tough times, I'm telling you. It's going to be rough times out there. They think it's a struggle now. Just wait for it. Deadlust is saying some funny stuff. Cryptonomy says, right now there is no deal. Brexit stock and supplies could well be affected depending on what happens with negotiations. Wield Skeptic says, hello, Angry. How's it going, Wield? Cryptonomy says, Angry, what will happen to the UK? UK is a rough country, bro. It's a lot of people don't understand. you know, like I used to have me and Norse used to get in a lot of fights. I don't know, we used to get into a lot of arguments because I used to tell Lord Norris, I don't like the way he does things. I used to tell him, I used to tell him straight up, I don't like this whole thing. I don't like this whole, you know, how people being low. I don't like this whole I don't like this type of this thing. And you know what Norris said? It's just the way things are going to be. And I want you to remember how things used to be in the UK. The UK, like this modern day civilized stuff that we're seeing today, that's a joke. In the UK, they used to have debtors' prisons. UK was no joke. And the conditions were no joke. People will revert to the way that they were before. When you take away the money, all right, the technology isn't there to aid them. All right, you can't eat technology. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna see people just literal fights in the streets, fighting over food. I mean, it's crime increasing. And you think that the police, you know, and they're gonna bring out the military, and that they're gonna militarize the police force. And it's going to become a total nightmare, especially with the Brexit situation happening. Regardless of whether or not there is a deal in place, it's going to create more economic turmoil. It's a monstrous situation. Well, but thankfully I don't live there. I don't live in the UK. I don't live in the US. Thank you, God. I'm not there. I'm just doing what I can so that I can stay afloat where I am. But you know, I really feel for I feel for you, I feel for my brothers. I feel for my brothers and my sisters over there in the US and in these Western countries, because I'm telling y'all, it's rough times. These are some tough times. Tough times are coming to these countries. All right, tough times. You're gonna see some things that you never thought you would ever see in your entire life. All right, and if y'all think that I told you, like I used to have a lot of arguments with Norris. Me and him would have a lot of arguments privately. Me and Norris used to have a lot of arguments privately. Like, Norris, I don't like the things that you're saying. Well, it's just how it's gonna go, and you know that I don't like it either. But this is just how it has to be. This Norris with his country accent sounds like what's his name? Sounds like that guy from The Walking Dead. Oh my gosh. You've got to be kidding me. Carl. I'm telling you guys, y'all sit on your hands, y'all here playing video games, think this is a game. UK is not the place to be. UK is, especially, let me tell you something, the Scots, y'all think the Scots are some really nice people. And let me tell you something about the Scots. When things go down, the Scots know how to, the Scots don't mess around. Y'all think, see, the thing about the Scots is they're lighthearted. The Scots are, like, you know, they know how to have a good time, but they also know how to take care of business. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you, sir. I feel for you, Cryptonomy. I really do. I told you to have your passport ready. If you have not done it by now, then brother, listen, you do what you gotta do. That's all I'm gonna say. Do what you gotta do. Deadless says, heck nah. Forget them. Banks already made 10 times the money you have by giving out lows. Yeah, guys, like I said, those low, your money is gone. You're on try to log into bankofamerica.com. Telling you that sorry, our servers are busy right now. Please check back later. You're calling the number. It's not even going to the automated machine anymore. It's just going. You're hearing that beep, like beep, 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 like the line's disconnected. Like, what the heck? You're thinking to yourself, like, what the heck? Don't tell me that Bank of America disconnected their phone line. And that's when a lot of y'all gonna come rushing for cryptocurrency because you're gonna be hungry. And you're like, oh, well, how can I buy food? Oh, crypto. Okay, I'm gonna start trying to mine me some crypto. By the way, I'm gonna have a mining course coming for you guys, teaching you guys how to mine cryptocurrency so that you guys can begin mining cryptocurrency. And I'm gonna be showing you some different ways to mine it without having to actually build a mining rig, because most of you building a mining rig is not feasible, but I'm going to show you the different ways that you can mine cryptocurrency, including mining it without having to use not only a mining rig or a mining farm, but also there are different kinds of mining, such as browser mining, mining from your cell phone. We're going to be teaching you a lot of these different methods that you can use to start mining some crypto, and you can start putting it aside. This way you may be able to, I don't know how long you're going to survive, but at least you may have a chance at survival. And don't forget, like everyone's going to say, you know what's funny? You know what's real funny? Everyone's we're talking all this nonsense to me. And it's funny because when everything goes downhill, all of y'all are going to say that I called it. All of you are going to say, Angry, you called it. Damn, like darn that, like Angry, you called it. You called it. You said this was going to happen. Guys, don't forget to turn on notifications. Don't forget to turn on the little notification bell to ensure that you always get a notification whenever I'm live streaming or put out a new video. This way you can always find out. Because guys, I'm going to be giving you more and more tips, more and more updates on how to help yourself, how to survive in this. Because that's, you know, like I like talking, I like sitting, I like having a good time. But right now, when I said we're out of time, we're out of time. But y'all thought this was a joke. Some of y'all haven't even picked up a crypto course yet. Some of y'all haven't even picked up a crypto course yet. Think this is a game. Think this is a game. This is not a game. This is rough times. I told you. Them Scots don't play around. No, they don't. Those Scots don't play around. I'm not getting myself mixed up in any of that. Cryptography said food is what fuels them. You'll see what happens when people get hungry. You'll see people. Let me tell you something about hunger. You will be amazed at things that people will do and that you will do when you are hungry. I'm not talking about missing a couple of days. I'm talking about missing one meal. I'm talking about missing one meal, especially some of these boys who love to eat. Let me tell you something. They can't even go a few hours. They can't even go a few hours without having a meal. They'll start saying their blood sugar is falling, you know, and they're feeling antsy. They're starting to shake a little bit. They need something to eat. I'm telling y'all, you'll see the craziest stuff happening. You'll see the roughest stuff happening. Cryptonomy says, Angry, how long will it last when it hits hard? Bro. It's hard. It's funny when you and Norris rant. Norris is preparing. Like where do you think Norris is? Norris has been preparing. Norris has been gearing up. This is like happy days for Norris right now. That country bumpkin. He's like, I tell you, me and Norris, all we would do is argue about this. All right? And he would say things like, listen, Angry, I promise that you won't have to see any of this. North, get out. Get out with this. Get out here with this. I'm a gentleman. Listen, Angry, I'm a gentleman. You don't touch gentleman. I'll just do it. If I don't do it, somebody else will. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm telling you, it's gonna be real out there. It's gonna be real out there, right? You know, I'm telling you, Andrew Lincoln isn't coming. I think Andrew Lincoln isn't gonna come save y'all like The Walking Dead. You know, Andrew Lincoln isn't gonna come save you like the Walking Dead. Tell you that right now. Y'all gonna be on your own. You're gonna be like Rick Grimes. Y'all think that like you don't have a Rick Grimes coming to save y'all and guide you? Nope. I'm telling you. You know, and many of you have never been homeless before. So you don't even know where to go for food, what to do. And you know, I'm telling you something, I feel for a lot of people because, you know, it's one thing to stand on a line and wait for 2 pieces of chicken for a couple of hours. It's another thing to stand on a line an entire day just to wait for the crumbs. Just to wait for some crumbs, all right? I'm telling you, many of you have never seen a food line with hundreds of people on it. I have. See, the reason why I hustle so hard is because I know I have to. I know what's out there. All right. Let me tell, and you know, it's what's really interesting. A lot of these people, like the doctors. Oh my gosh, the doctors are so funny. Those who become doctors are hilarious because many of them think that they will never be affected by this stuff. All right. During the Greek economic collapse, guys, when the banks say no one's getting money out, it doesn't matter if you're a doctor or a lawyer. Okay, you're not getting money out of that bank. All right, in Greece, when they had their economic collapse in Greece, people literally had to wait an entire day. They would literally wait on lines for an entire day just to take $50 out of an ATM. There was a $50 limit at the ATMs, €50 limit, and they would wait on lines for an entire day just to take out €50. €50. There was a story about a female doctor who was, you know, still seeing patients, like one or two patients, like just a few patients a week, and working as an escort in Venezuela. That's in Greece. That is in Greece. In Venezuela, you had tons of doctors going over to Colombia with their medical degrees in hand, begging for jobs in a brothel, in brothels. All right, and calling the brothel owners humanitarians. But hey, what do I know? This is what you says, Angry. I have my passport application set. We'll be arriving in a week or so. Oh my goodness, Cryptonomy is shook right now. Cryptonomy is shook. He said, Angry, I have my passport application set. We'll be arriving in a week or so. My boy, Cryptonomy, he is shook. Says, yep, no P game, good job. I got a rice, lentils, canned kidney beans, etc. My goodness, I'm telling y'all, and some of y'all listening sitting sleeping on this video. Like, listen, you know what's funny? There's some people angry with me right now, still angry with me because I dropped labels. And you know what's funny? Y'all, you got these people out here going over to I'm not even gonna say any names, but you listening to these guys just rant and rave all day long. And the funny thing is, a lot of these guys are gonna be out there with you. They're gonna be. I'm telling you, you're gonna see these YouTube channels just disappear overnight. A lot of these guys are just gonna delete those YouTube channels overnight, and they're gonna say, "What the heck is going on?" And then you're gonna be, pop up like, "Hey, Angry. These guys just vanished, bro. Weren't you just like trolling me like for like the last half a year, last year? Yeah, dude. But you know, we can let bygones be bygones. So you said you were talking about some cryptocurrency, invested? Yeah. Like, bro, tell me more. Excuse me. And I know some of y'all are gonna start bringing up religion. Like, listen, Jesus says God says he's supposed to forgive over and over, like 50 times 50 or 70 times 70. All right. So what happened in the past, let it stay in the past. All right, bro. Now, if you can give me some crypto so I can buy food just to get started, that would be really appreciated. And I told y'all already that nobody's gonna give you any of their crypto. No one's going to give you any of their crypto. Not a piece. Guys, this is sad. This is very, very sad. This is very, very sad. Very, very sad. No one is going to give you any of their crypto. You guys don't. During the last crypto boom, everyone was hoarding crypto like madmen. All right? And no one wanted to give out crypto. No one wanted to give out crypto at all. They went absolutely insane. And now you're going to have the boomers. You're going to have everyone getting in on this. You guys have to be insane. All right? No one is going to be giving out crypto. No one's going to be giving out their crypto. Mickey, I made a video discussing the boomers and the millennials. And Mickey sent me a message. He said, Angry, it's a good thing my internet was down. I would have given you grief for putting my generation down. Have a good night. I would have given you grief for putting my generation down. Oh, what I if you go check out my other video, it was on the Guy Talk Show, episode 5 of the Guy Talk Show. You can go check that out. You can find the link on Patreon. Guys, it's so funny because, like I said, that, you know, I said you got the boomers, you got the millennials, and then you got poor Generation X stuck between the two words generations. Oh my gosh. Dead Lust is saying he can't wait till he can buy. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. I'm not gonna read that on the stream. Okay, Dead Lust says MGTO wasn't going anywhere. Well said. Cryptonomy says, angry. I was at the optician's just asking basic optical questions. When I came out, this black nurse with 2 pizza boxes went to me. What the heck? When I came out, this black nurse with 2 pizza boxes went to me. Yeah, what's up? I said, you're about to find out. What's up? Her face? Laugh out loud. What the heck? What the Oh my gosh, guys, I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. Cryptonomy says, angry, those jokers. Oh my goodness. Deadlust says, if you're born in 1995, what are you, millennial or Gen Z? So basically, they like to say that 1997 is the year that Generation Z starts. Although you can also say that Gen Z kind of overlaps with people born around 1995 as well. So you'd be technically considered you'd technically be called a millennial. However, you probably have more in common with Gen Z than you do with the millennials. It's weird. It's weird. You may, and then the thing is, you may also be a child. You may also be a kid of the you could potentially also be a kid of the what do you call that generation of the Generation X, because but you'd have to, again, a lot of even you guys, a lot of you are still children of the boomers. Cryptonomy says, I know, right, angry. I think the NHS is stalking me. Social Reject says, I'm a 94 baby, but I feel like a Gen Z. Yeah, like I said, yeah, you guys born in like the 90s, mid 90s, even some close to this, in the mid. You got the guys born in the mid 90s. They have more in common with the Gen Z than they do with the millennials. A lot of them do. That's what I said. So it kind of it's a little give or take with Gen Z there. But yeah, us millennials. Yeah, we did bad. We did real bad. Cryptonomy says, born in 1989. You're a millennial. You're a millennial. Happy 30th birthday, bro. Happy 30th. Brian Pierre Jar Marshall says 1995. Brian Pierre Dramarto. He said 1995. So you're a millennial, although you're almost a Generation Z. So you're like right on the cusp of Generation Z. It's kind of sad that there's not. You know what's funny? A lot of the older guys, like who are listening to my content, they've gone over to like the really angry side. Like, seriously, guys, seriously. Let me see here. Oh my goodness, guys, didn't you miss these streams? I know you had to have missed these streams. I know you had to have missed these streams. You know, they were fun, they were informative, and we learned things. And we had fun together. But anyway, guys, don't forget to go and subscribe to my other channel, Guy Talk, because on Guy Talk I talk about a lot of great things. And I have even more of these relaxed streams where I just talk about worldly issues, but I'm keeping up to date and just balancing it between having these conversations about crypto and finance, while also giving you guys a place to relax and have some fun. So definitely go and subscribe to the Guy Talk channel. If you don't know where the link is, you can go over you can go to Patreon, and you can find a link to Guy Talk on Patreon. Go subscribe to that because I've been putting out regular content. I've already have like 5 episodes out, and I'm bringing on different guests and having them speak when I'm able to. I've had Traversable on. I've had DDJ was my first guest. I'm working on some others. Cryptonomy says, haha, good millennial times, angry. Oh gosh. Alrighty guys, so looks like we had a lot of fun today. We actually had up to 18 people listening, which is really awesome. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the stream, I want you to go ahead and smash that like button. And also, don't forget to share the video. Please share the video on Twitter, social media, so that other people can benefit from this. If you thought that this was useful, please definitely share it on social media. And don't forget, guys, that I am on the regular teaching people how to prepare for the recession, how to prepare for what's happening. You know, I have we have $30, we have crypto, and we have the crypto and wealth building tiers on Patreon right now. And you can go over there and you can actually sign up on it's you can find a link to the Patreon description of the video. It's patreon.com/angrymctow. The link is in the description of the video, and the link to the cryptocurrency courses are also in the description of the video. cryptomoney.academy. And on the $30 tier, I basically post the cryptocurrencies that you should be investing in. I talk about other wealth building tips. So if you're not into crypto, other methods you can use to start making money, start building passive income. Because if you guys lose your job, many of you can't even find $400. I'm just being real honest. Many of you can't even find $400. And it's not just you, that's just most Americans. Just most Americans can't even find $400 if there's an emergency. So guys, I want you guys to keep it together. I want to know what you guys are thinking, how you guys are preparing. If you guys are even preparing, you should be preparing. Just so you guys know, you should be preparing. But anyway, smash the like button. Turn on notifications so you'll always get notification whenever I'm live streaming. Love God. I want you to go and get your money and say it with me. Cheers. You know, one thing that happened that really wasn't fun is the fact that I keep on getting like food poisoning, because like a lot of the food that I end up eating, it's not because I end up not, like eating out. Sometimes the food is not as sanitary as it should be. I keep getting sick. It's like, oh my gosh, I got sick again. Right now I'm like kind of like nauseous. Cheers. And the Sandy Man can, cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good.